that it? Why is it slowing down? What's happening? Hello? Enables the unlocking and activation of Arcanas. Whoa. That's a cool effect. That's a lot of effort for them to put in. Healing is doubled. Recovering HP damages nearby enemies for the same amount. Ooh woo? So that's 1 of 6. So I have to like unlock them? Same thing. We'll just unlock it. So that way we can do a full run with a new character or something like that. So you have to find these, but I'm not certain how. Huh, interesting. Ow. Notice they're emitting. Krochi is like emitting something from their body. Might have to do with the healing thing. Get to level 99 with Krochi, Giovanna, Arca, Llama. So it's just like some characters you gotta get to a high level. So this sounds like a big content farm of some degree. I think the inherent problem now, though, is that... I don't know if the... Dairy Planet is like a little bit harder, I do feel. Like I don't win it consistently. But it's kind of like, what's the point of getting more powerful? I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess they've given us... I haven't played enough with Curse, so it's kind of hard to say. Let me in. Do I have to kill all these? Is that the deal? I think so. Something like that, I think. Well, that's going to be a while. Hey, Vero. I booted up Rogue Legacy 2 just to make sure it's working and stuff. Friday, I'll probably start it up, barring anything else coming out. We got quite a few games I'm looking forward to all of a sudden now. But I always tend to forget which ones. Guess I have to kill these, I don't know. Can we just open it? I guess not. Peglin's in like 2 weeks, not even now. There's something else on like April 28th. Could use a game that's not early access. That actually has like some content to go through and stuff. Oh, this game by Oda came out yesterday. That was kind of interesting. It's like very retro. It's like a retro Metroidvania. It almost looks kind of like a Game Boy game, but a little bit more colorful than that. I was kind of interested in grabbing that for fun. Could be a quick playthrough, but I guess not in a rush necessarily either. Bionic, what's going on? Thank you for the 9 months. What's new? How you been? The 2.5D style of RL2 doesn't bug me. I wasn't a fan of what I saw. No, I like it actually. I mean, I see so many pixel art games. I do and still enjoy it, I'd say, on the whole, but there comes a point it's just like, we're kind of saturated with it to some degree, I think. This isn't going to be as quick as I thought. So I'm excited to get something that's like a little different. It's like hand-drawn style, so I like it overall. It's not like crappily done. I think there's instances where like 2.5D style doesn't look that great. Like Bloodstained, that game Bloodstained, which was like the spiritual successor of Castlevania. The art overall did not do it for me. Boom, 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 boom. Still neck deep in Elden Ring, understandable. What's the fastest way to kill these things? Maybe the gun and I stand in the center. Mina the Hollower. I think I looked at it, if I remember correctly. I think that... Oh, was that the one... The same devs as Shovel Knight? It's not out yet, right? Or anything? I think I'm following it. I'm just thinking... It's not binary for a pixel, non-pixel. Right, but the Rogue Legacy 1 was pixel art. So the assumption is if you don't like their current art style, maybe you wanted something more like the original. And I don't know, I definitely like what they did. A lot of people have talked bad about the art style, but I think it's fine, really. I think it looks pretty rad. It's definitely not lazy. Doesn't feel or look lazy to me in any way. What's the pulsing effect? It's the new Arcana, I think. Where when I get healed, I deal damage to enemies. I don't have a thorough understanding of that yet, though. Have I seen Bloodstained? I just talked about that. Yeah, I liked Bloodstained overall. I actually kind of liked... that was the one thing I backed on Kickstarter. Ever, I think. I'm pretty sure. I just did like the minimum to get a copy of the game or whatever. And I got the 2D, like NES type game too. And I actually thought that one, in some ways, like felt more polished in sort of a retro sense. Whereas I didn't love the art style overall in Bloodstained. I don't think Rogue Legacy 2 is really, I don't think that's 2.5D. I think it's just 2D. Kind of cartoony graphics. 2.5D speaks to me like Bloodstained, basically. Where the models are actually in 3D. Curse of the Moon, is that what it was? I can't remember now. I like that one a lot, too. Rogue Legacy is significantly more pixely than you remember. Yeah, like I've looked back at it, thinking about it. It's aged quite a bit. It doesn't look horrible, but yeah. This is taking an extreme amount of time. I wonder if I had taken the pentagram, this would have solved it. The website says 2.5D. I guess. Guess we're going for the guns. You didn't say it was aged? I was reading Noah's comments, for Christ's sakes. Cool your jets. All right, here we go. Now we're finally getting through them. It's pretty rare that a game's overall art style bothers me in any way, to the point where I'm not gonna play it. Pretty rare. There's one specific instance where, like, I just felt very not interested, I'd say. Based on just how it looked, that I can think of. That was that odd game that people kept comparing to Hades, but I think at the end of the day it wasn't really like Hades, called Dandy Ace. Finally. Thank you, Krochi Frito, but the vampire's in another coffin. Okay. Giovanna Grana. Myth Force? I saw that one. It's Epic Games only, but it actually looks really cool. Alright. I'm not gonna finish the run. Well, actually, I could try to get to level 99. I haven't really been paying attention to the things I chose. I do need to get to level 99 and we're 7 minutes in. I made some bad choices though, I'd say overall. I guess we will. Not that bad of choices. Looks a lot like Gunfire. The art looks really cool. I think that's coming out in just like a week or two or something like that. Cross is maxed, but I need the clover. I hope I can get to level 99. I might want to try to pick up the crown or something. Da-da-da-da. Gunfire ripoff, Tiny Tina. Talking about Wonderlands? Hey, Greg. Ah. Myth Force comes out 4/20. I'll probably check it out. It's too bad it's an Epic exclusive. I don't mind that developers do this because they want to make some money and stuff like that, but I'm still not necessarily happy about it. There's the clover. So once we get a chest past 10 minutes, we can upgrade the cross. That was quite quick. Why is it too bad? I gotta look at it from a content creator perspective, and generally games that are Epic Games exclusives are not as popular. I don't really love exclusivity deals in general. It doesn't really matter to me what the hell platform it's gonna be on in terms of how I play it, but yeah. Da, 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 da. So, am I gonna grab the spinach? No. Do-do-do-do. People pitching a fit about a free launch are the problem. Yeah, it's the stigma. The stigma hurts. I don't really like, I think competition is healthy, and Steam needs competition for sure. I don't really like being forced to use one platform over another. It's hardly worth even complaining about, because compared to like the console exclusives, it really doesn't matter. It's the console shit that's really annoying. Heaven Sword. Let's try to get the guns done. It's like one of those things, like there really should be competition for Steam. It's too bad it had to be done in this way where a company is just throwing money at developers, but it's helpful for the developers, and when you think about it, it doesn't really hurt the players that I can think of in any way. So I think I did kind of like find the whole Epic Games thing annoying for a little while, but over time I just kind of realized like it really doesn't matter. I guess we always want duplicator. Nice to have all your games in one place. That's true. Yeah, that's like the one thing, really. There was that weird, like, Origin one. It bothers me when it's like they have to have a launcher for the company's, like, 3 games or something like that. You know what I mean? Which was that Ubisoft I'm thinking of here? And it's like, you really didn't need a launcher, honey. And then it's like, I gotta make an account just to play the game that's already in my Steam library. It's just sort of a hassle. Can't really complain about the number of free games Epic gives you too, right? Yeah, it suddenly felt like everyone needed their own launcher to kind of... My assumption is to kind of advertise their other games and stuff like that while you played one of them. But there just comes a point where it's just, I really don't want to have to handle 6 different launchers to play games. How close am I? Ooh, not close. We'll just pick it up. Dun, dun, dun. Epic exclusives aren't all that exclusive. People in charge of Airborne Kingdom bought their way out of it and brought it to Steam. Usually it's timed in some way, so it doesn't last that long anyway. Most of them are only for like a year or something like that. Being mad at Epic but using Steam is bizarre. It's funny how, like, when it first came about that all these games were being bought into exclusivity for Epic, everyone was calling, like, the developers greedy and shit. It's just like, what? But there's really only the mildest inconvenience for you. It just so happens I just don't really like Fortnite, though. So something about it rubs me the wrong way, but that's about it. It's weird, everyone hated on Epic Games and still does to some degree, I'm sure. But like Humble Bundle gets shitloads of respect, yeah, right? Doesn't it? Which is basically just another platform to buy games. I guess because they're involved with charity, though, to some degree. This is close. One more level on the red gun and we're gooch. Do the Bible there. Looking for spinach. What do I want for my last weapon? It's not actually my last weapon. I guess we'll do lightning ring, why not? Come on, where's the red gun? Thank you. Alrighty. I think the only thing... Okay, I do have a gripe with Epic Games. The launcher is just way too intrusive in some ways. Like, it's actually, like, intensive on the computer, it feels. Like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal to have a launcher for games, I feel. Stoopy. Steam's always been worse for you. I'm not here to say that Steam is better, but in general, launcher should not really be so intense. I'm trying to think. Oh, BattleNet? That was like the worst. BattleNet was so annoying. I think it was trash. We got another weapon now, huh? There's the spinach. BattleNet sucked, didn't it? If I want something to evolve, what can I get? Just the magic wand. That's literally the only thing that I can get that would evolve. What about Santa Water, but I just don't evolve it? Magic wand kind of stinks. I'm kind of okay with that. Look in the lightning ring. So many red gems. I'm sure BattleNet still sucks, but I haven't had it installed in years now. Fire one's getting closer.
Did you ever try Stilt Fella?
Stilt Fella these nuts. I don't know. Wait, is that a real thing or is this a D's nuts joke? Because I don't get it. Real game? Okay, I don't know it. My car provider apparently doesn't trust Epic's store, and I'm too lazy to figure out how to whitelist it, so I don't like Epic exclusives. That's a reason to. Oh, no! Now I remember a reason to not enjoy Epic games, because they had so many data breaches. They had a lot of data breaches, didn't they? Or at least one. They had some problems, that's for sure. I had, like, I still get account login attempts on it sometimes. It's an inevitability at this rate that just, like, that shit happens. Not that we should be okay with it, but it's pretty frustrating, you know? That apparently this is just something we have to put up with. Unstable. Didn't Apple have one recently? Oh god. That's gonna be a big one. Oh, guess I'll pick that up. I don't know. Level 6. You two-factor everything. I pretty much just opt into that most of the time now. I don't enjoy doing it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Do. Apple. Apple sucks. You can get above level 5 on passives this day. Because it's on the ground, you can get above level 5, but I don't think it does anything when you pick it up. Hope everyone enjoys their shitty phone. Apple has terrible practices. There's no doubt that the phones work well, but I think part of the reason is just because they have a large market share. So a lot of apps are just more efficient running in them. That's how they're designed, really. I'll live with my Android that is like slightly inconveniently slower, but I'm also not a major phone user, I'd say. Right, plus I don't want to spend $1,200 on a fucking phone. That is basically most of the time like a YouTube machine or something. And then 6 months later, have it be out of date. Not have a headphone jack. Etc., etc. And if you need it repaired, you basically just gotta buy a new one most of the time. They're fast. They work well. Wife has one, and it, you know, it doesn't like slow down like my phone does in a lot of ways, but yeah. I'll live with it. This is my tiny little protest, I think I can say. Boop. Hey, Juxos. Got the Pixel A. Just for the jack. God, I remember the iPhone rage when they first came out with it. It was such a massive deal. You couldn't get them anywhere and everything. It was kind of bizarre because they were so expensive. Like, you never would have paid that much for a phone back then, for a cell phone. Introducing bugs to mess with the battery. Oh, that I don't know about, but yeah. Like, I was supportive of Apple when they were essentially like an operating system competitor, but I just don't. I don't really care for their practices. They're anti-consumer in a lot of ways, right? Things are engineered to fail eventually and get outdated, and they want you to get new ones. They don't want you to repair it yourself or have someone else repair it. They don't even really want to repair it for you. They just want you to buy a new one, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Bum, 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 ba-do. Why would you buy from the same company if it effed up your old phone? There could be just like a lot of people, especially younger people, like they don't know how to use an Android phone to some degree, right? We gotta get to level 99. Kind of like how I don't know how to use an Apple computer, really. Not really. I could fumble my way through it eventually, but it wouldn't be like a snap. You know what I mean? It's incredibly simple, though. So I have a legit example of this. I have nieces and nephews that are teenagers. They've only ever had iPhones. They've never... Everyone in the family only has iPhones. They've never really used Android phones. And I was trying to show them how to do things on like my phone because they were curious, but like they didn't understand it necessarily. Of course, they pick it up in a matter of hours. You know, it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of like telling yourself, if I buy an Android, I'm gonna have to relearn how to use a phone to some degree. You know what I mean? Hey, ciao. Every time you try to do something with Students Mac, you're like, what the hell is this? Yeah. Take you a bit to use Android. Right, and it would probably take me like a minute to... I do think like the iOS operating system is a bit more intuitive in some ways. So when I pick up wife's iPhone, like it's not that big of a deal for me to figure out how to get there, here or there. Because I feel like in some ways it's more forgiving. It's kind of, but this is kind of like hard to put into words. Still need to buy this game worth, right? Yeah, it's like less than $3 right now. Hell yeah, chow. Just pick it up. You'll accidentally play it for 3 hours the moment you open it. I have to use a Mac for my job. I still don't like it 8 years later. Do-do-do. Hey, Azareth! We'll be doing well, and life is being as kind to you as possible, along with you being kind self. You're all amazing. Oh, thank you so much for the 6 months, Azareth, and congrats on that Hermes badge. Very kind of you. We're all getting old, and technology gets hard, chat. However, as time goes on, they do manage to find ways to make technology more... what's the term I'm thinking of here? Convenient and the barrier to entry is lower. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you're trying to get into like DOS computers right now or something like that, even though we're not a bunch of old farts necessarily, if you've never seen it before, it's still really hard, right? That's something that I don't really think about, that it's easier to use new technology the more time goes on. It's easier to learn this stuff naturally because they make it easier, do they not? Because they want to sell more and make it more user-friendly and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Hey, Merrick. Thanks for 11 months. Wish I had known you were streaming yesterday. Still the new roguelike content was great. Really excited for that game. Thank you, Merrick. I'm gonna put it down until they fix like a small bug. It did just launch in early access day one, so my save file, there appears to be an issue where I'm not being offered New Game Plus, so I'm gonna wait like a little while and see if we can change it. Taught in editing class once and was really surprised how the students didn't really understand how computers worked. I thought all generations after me would be computer geniuses, but I guess it's like magic to them. Computers are magic, right? Now, as time goes on, I don't actually know, I don't necessarily think this, but is the younger generation not gonna have a more in-depth knowledge of technology like we sort of needed to potentially? It's, well, if right to repair doesn't come through, then that's gonna happen to some degree for sure, right? It's gonna become idiocracy, right?
You know what else is super easy to use in 2022? Surfshark VPN. Control your internet with a click of a button. Be sure to use our code Haelian at checkout for the simple discounts. Simple discounts? That's right, Chow. You too could protect yourself against Apple computers by using Surfshark VPN, and make sure you use code Haelian at checkout to get 83% off and 3 months for free. That's right, Keely, 3 months for free. Programmers will work using Big Fisher price buttons, right? I have to gain 6 levels in 5 minutes. Should be doable. Yeah, the bit rate. Yeah, that's what happens when we play this one. I'm the big blur now. All right, I think we can stand still. I guess there's a chance I die. I mean, we only need to gain like 1 level for this. We unlocking new content? Yeah. Oh crap! That stupid boss always catches me off guard. As soon as I look away. Get that floor chicken this time. Now tech stuff is like cars. The average person doesn't know a first thing that they just use it. And cars have gone to like a whole nother level. Like the more computery the cars become, the harder they become to maintain, right? The harder they are to maintain. That's kind of true, yeah. I think you're right. Because there was a time, right? Our parents always talked about, like, whenever something went wrong with their car, they were the ones that would fix it. They wouldn't bring it to a mechanic every single time something malfunctioned, right? I could go get the mask, but who gives a hoot really also? Ba-dum.
I can do oil changes, top up window wiper and radiator fluid in my car, but that's it. Yeah, me too, basically. I've done some things, like when I first got a car and I didn't have a lot of money, but at the end of the day, like, the time I'd have to spend figuring out how to do it, trying to make sure I was doing it right, getting friends to help me, like, it probably almost cost me as much money. And it's like, oh, but now you have that knowledge and it'll be easier next time. It's like, well, hopefully there isn't gonna be the next time that I have to fix the fucking muffler in this car, you know what I mean? Brakes are easy. Yeah, I did brakes once. I rigged up this weird exhaust system on my first car with like a fucking metal coat hanger and everything. That didn't last very long. Bum, bum, bum. It's just like, I'll just accept that someone with more knowledge and know-how could take care of this, and I'll have to work some extra hours at work then. I mean, if you're into that stuff, that's great, actually, but it was too stressful for me. It's like that feeling, what if I mess it up, you know, and everything. Level 100. Really, Broken Run, or is this game always just a screensaver? It's kind of always a screensaver to some degree. To some degree. Oh, Barry, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you so much, Barry. So this game it gets like this toward the end of the run, and streaming it is really difficult. The bitrate just tanks because there's so much stuff on the screen, so it's gonna look like garbage. Don't worry, I'm recording it, and the recording doesn't look as much like garbage. I know you care. Thank you so much, Barry. Chain Attack Trev, welcome back. Thank you for the 2 months. If you make good decisions, it gets very passive at the end. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, you got to make the right choices for the most part, and then you just get to see the fruits of your good choices if you make the right thing. If you do the right things, is the best way I can describe it. Knowledge is power. Some luck involved, but not a ton, to be honest, I think. Slender Man? So what is the Slender Man thing? Was that like a game, or was it just like a creepy pasta or something like that? I don't think I ever really knew. Of course I've heard it mentioned dozens of times, but I don't really know what it is, to be honest. It's a game. Started as a creepy pasta. Spooky picture they made a bad walking simulator out of, where something just like jumps out at you or something. So it's just kind of like general media. Have y'all seen this? Like, a dealer Scott kind of showed me, oh, what's it called? Back Rooms, I think? It's like a YouTube video, and it's like a computer generated landscape in what looks like a back room with like a bunch of ceiling lights and stuff, but it kind of looks realistic. It has like the shaky VCR camera kind of thing. The thing is, though, it's really not that like creepy, so I don't know why people are that obsessed with it, to be honest. I don't know, like, I've seen creepier things. Like, something chased them and it made a loud noise, like, oh, kind of spooky, but I don't know. Zoomer horror? I think, like, the person who made it is talented, and rest in pieces. But I don't know if, like, I would consider it all that interesting. Vampire Survivors has been popular lately. Yeah, a lot of big streamers have picked it up in the past. We saw a resurgence of YouTube views on it. It's been fun to revisit the updates. How many reses do I have? Oh my god, I have another one. Guns did the most. Best DPS out there. Not really a surprise, since it takes so much work. All right, we got Giovanna, and we unlocked Awake. Wait till level 9 with Krochi. A lot of YouTubers have been playing it. Yeah, a lot of like big content creators picked it up because it's like an easy pickup game. You know what I mean?
Pardon me, could I have a meowment of your time, YouTube? It's me, Grandpaw, Haelian's beloved kitty cat wonder. If you love this hysterical content, pitter-patter your way over to twitch.tv/Haelian, where we stream every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 12 PM Eastern. I loaf you. Nya.